Hello friends, I'm Anshuman Srivastav. Globalization has opened a plethora of opportunities for businesses to create social and economic value. And therefore, in order to succeed in global job market today, it has become more relevant and essential for management graduates that they not only understand the nuances of this international integration of ideas, products and culture, but also know how to make it work for the best interests of their companies. BIMTech, realizing the importance of developing global ethical leaders very early, has been among one of those progressive B schools, in fact, who have taken lead in this direction and have provided the right platform to its students for collaborating with students from foreign universities. One such initiative of BIMTech recently won the Vice Chancellor's Award for Excellence in International Engagement by University of Hertfordshire, UK. To tell us more about this prestigious assignment, I have Professor Dhruv Chak with me. He is the key mentor behind this assignment and has been instrumental in guiding teams from both BIMTech and University of Hertfordshire, UK in taking the work forward and also finally getting it recognized at a global level too. Professor Dhruv Chak is an alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad and former CEO of Gati Logistics Limited. At BIMTech, he is the head of marketing and business communication areas. Professor Chak, welcome in this discussion. Sir, let me begin by asking the last thing first. Tell us a little more about this award first.
Anshuman, before I get into the award, let me tell you the background of the project. See, the project was something that I think was rather fortunate to begin with because we had not really planned it out. As it turned out, in a conversation with faculty from the University of Hertfordshire, this whole project came about and we were fortunate enough to have our time schedules synchronized. Getting into this, why we were keen on this project is because as a part of our vision, mission and values, we are talking about producing students who will be fit for global leadership. We are talking about having faculty thought leaders, and therefore obviously globalization was a natural progression in this line. So when the faculty from Hertfordshire asked me if I could incorporate this in my services marketing course, I was extremely happy, only we had to figure out how to do it. So what we finally decided was we would combine our services marketing course with their product innovation module, and we would come out with projects which our students would do jointly, and this would involve our students researching possible service launches in India and then doing the research for it and passing it on to the British team, and they would then jointly work out how this project would be carried forward to a launch stage. Hopefully having some entrepreneur either in India and in the UK or in the UK take up this project. Now, as this project proceeded, we learnt a lot. The first year we had a lot of learning to do. We had very large numbers in BIMTech. We were talking about something like 150 or 160 people here and about 90 in Hertfordshire. So we had about 250 students, and getting them into teams, organizing them, ensuring that this whole project would work out all right, presented a lot of challenges. There were time zone challenges, there were personality challenges, there were ego challenges, there were cultural differences, you name it, every kind of difference you can think of happened. But somehow we managed to get it together, and the next 2 years were learning for us. The modules got tighter and stricter, the deadlines became easier to meet, and we've got more experienced in the whole line. And finally, this huge experiment involved more than about 550 students, more nearer to 600 students between the two universities. Obviously, it was found to have value. Our students and their students both expressed that view through various polls that were held, surveys that were held, and this has culminated in the project getting the Vice Chancellor's Award from the Vice Chancellor of the University of Hertfordshire. That is how the award came about.
Thank you, sir. It really seems interesting, and you have broadly covered the nature and scope of the project. Tell us something how this project has really added value for both faculty involved as well as students from both the countries.
Well, I think for both faculty as well as the students, it was a great learning experience. None of us had attempted anything approaching this kind of scale. So we were rather apprehensive about how it would all work out. As far as the students were concerned, they were working on virtual platforms, many of them for the first time. Many of them working with people they didn't know at all, they didn't know how to react to them. And it was a great challenge figuring out what kind of service each of the teams, there were more than 40 teams in the first year, would launch. It was not a project where you could force a decision on anybody. Each team had to collaborate. They learned collaboration. They learned how to get on with students in harmony who came from very different culture. They learned that aggression would not win the way. They learned how to be assertive. And finally, they learned how to compromise with each other, because it was not easy to establish which product would be launched. The UK teams had their own ideas, the Indian teams had their own ideas, and there were the inevitable differences in opinion. So this is where faculty had to negotiate. Faculty had to ensure that the students were not going to disrupt the projects, and faculty had to coordinate with each other. So faculty learned coordination with each other. Faculty learned what kind of challenges come in an exercise, a group exercise of this massive scale. Further, faculty themselves learnt about each other's cultures and how the different universities and different institutions work. It was not something that we were really aware of, and we ran into challenges of time, how to synchronize with the time zones and ensure that our students and theirs could communicate. Communication itself took place on several platforms, took place on Facebook, it took place through smartphones, it took place through email, it took place through Skynet. So students themselves and teachers themselves learned how to work on these in harmony. So there was much value added, in my opinion. It was tremendous learning experience for us, and each year showed that we got better at it, because the challenges we had in one year were removed in the next year. Some more challenges came up, and we learned to cope with those challenges too. A few specific things about students were they learned global marketing skills, they learned intercultural communication, they learned a lot about idea generation, and finally they learned tremendously how to work in teams in harmony.
Sir, I also know that you have been involved in various global projects in BIMTech,
Yes.
and carry a wide exposure, international exposure in this regard.
Mm-hmm.
And let me take this opportunity, because you are very occupied in BIMTech, much after faculty, and it's a rare moment for us to have a discussion such as this. Brief us a bit more about your global exposures in such collaborative assignments.
Okay, now looking at my other global exposure, which has been with the University of Maryland, with Robert H. Smith Business School, that is a project which was former organized in this, in the sense that that is not something that we had to invent. That was a project that already exists. It's an international consultancy project called the Cyber Project. This was a project that was put forward by Congress, the US Congress, in order to promote American business, to make American businessmen understand what are the challenges in doing business with different countries.
Right.
So it was instituted to promote international learning and understanding. How this whole project came about was that the University of Maryland were looking for a partner in India, and they have the Robert H. Smith Business School, which is a very respected research school in the US. They approached us and asked us whether we would like to partner them on this project. Now, the way this partnership was conceived of is you need a sponsor, you need a client in India who will do a fair degree of the funding to send students from India across to the US,
Right.
where they would spend a week. It's called the Week in Washington. You have students from all over the world coming in there, and they would be listening to international consultants, they would be listening to CEOs of companies, and they would be exposed to the American business milieu. Also included in this whole program was a visit to the World Bank and how to figure out how the World Bank operates along with the IBRD and other associate organizations.
Great.
So this was planned there, where I, as mentor to this project, had to go and deliver a talk on how business is done in India. People from Chile were also there talking about how business is done in Chile. So we got to promote international understanding in that. But this was not the idea, the whole idea of the project. The idea was we learn from them, our students learn how consultancy is actually done on a global scale. And finally, this should translate into a project useful to our client in India. The client in India was Jayashree Tea, and they had been tackling with the problem of how to launch packet tea.
Okay.
In fact, not really launch packet tea, how to establish it. They had launched it many years ago, but it not really got established. They were already into loose tea in a very large way. Practically every company in India purchases from them. But they thought the future lay in packet tea, and they wanted a project where our students working with international students would work out a project on the way forward on launching Packet Tea. This was the background of the project. Our students spent a very useful 7 days there collaborating with their Chinese counterparts from the University of Maryland, from the Robert H. Smith Business School. And then during this week, they also formulated what the project was likely to be. So this was still in the formulation stage.
Okay.
Then our students came back to India and they worked again on virtual platforms like our students had already done in the University of Hertfordshire project. They got together with these students, did a lot of back and forth. I was the mentor from India. Dr. Sunil Mithas was their mentor from the University of Maryland. And in January, this was in August 2013 that we had gone for this. In January, a presentation was made to the managing director of Jayashree Tea in Calcutta. They had called together all their sales team and we presented the whole project. Our students presented the whole project and was greatly appreciated by them. And then they had some suggestions, they gave us their views on it. The students went back and worked on it. And finally in July 2014, the full report on transformation of Jayashree Tea and how to nationally expand it into Packet Tea was, the project report was presented to the Board of Governors at Jayashree Tea. That was basically how the cyber project.
Well, I've seen that report, sir. It's a very useful insight
Thank you.
that has come under your mentorship.
I'll just go a step further on that. That report did not stop there.
Okay.
They have recruited people, managers to actually concentrate on the Packet Tea project. They've got a very young team today.
Great.
Plus, they are very clear that they also want to take Packet Tea to a very large stage internationally. So they are looking at global platforms to train their team in that. Their whole team had arrived here and we'd arranged a week here with various executives who know about tea, with our own teams, faculty teams here who explain to them how digital marketing is done, how to create a virtual platform from which this project can really take off.
I believe, sir, exposure, such international exposures of these assignments and
Yes.
projects, they
Yes.
certainly add value to
Certainly.
the series of management graduates.
Certainly.
And the employers prefer students having such varied experience.
This is very true because most business today is globalized. It's no longer business which is left to India.
Right.
It was it's practically a truism to say that it's a global village out there, and then unless our students are really geared for that, they do not have the kind of value they would have if they start off hitting the ground running when they join companies and are able to transact global business without too much supervision.
So this would bring me to my last question.
Sure.
That will be precise and crisp.
Sure.
What is your valuable advice to the incoming students this year and overall MBA aspirants in general?
What I would say, come with an open mind, come to learn. Do not think you're going to be specialist in any one field because management is not any one field.
Right.
It's a whole combination of various different fields and you learn as you go along. Try when you are studying in one course to try and relate it to what learning you've got from another course, try and integrate it together and finally try and put it together because one of the biggest problems we have is we tend to make you believe that it's functional teaching. It's marketing or finance or operations. Actually, the whole thing comes together if you're a complete manager. My suggestion to you would be read widely. There's no one book I would recommend. Read whatever you like as long as it opens your mind, and that is the best thing you can expect. And that will stand you in good stead in your career.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your useful advice, and we'll come to you back again for more such.
Most welcome, Anshuman. Thank you so much.